Now, a remote cattle station in the Northern Territory is experiencing an unusual problem with its stockyards. The ground is on fire at Mount Denison Station and it's proving really difficult to put out. Station hand Terry Martin joins us now from Alice Springs. Terry, g'day. So when did you first notice this?
Yeah, so it was on Saturday morning. I just went down to check the trough, and as I came down to it, I noticed the usual dust from the cattle and that, but then it appeared to be quite grey and that, which looked like smoke, and I thought, well, it's really dry at the moment due to the drought, but there's nothing there that can really burn. But yeah, as I got up closer, it was definitely smoke, so I got up to have a look, and yeah, there was just a circle burning on the ground.
Yeah, so what did you think it was first off?
Oh, first of all, I thought it was perhaps a bit of glass on the ground that had just sparked a bit of, just heat, and that sun shining on it sort of lit up some of the cow manure and that. But then the original fire, we once we had a look at it and that, we just doused it with water and that and thought that would be the end of it. But then went back later in the afternoon and there was about another 3 which had started within a close vicinity to it, which at first we thought maybe it was embers had blown, but because we doused it all with water, it was definitely out. So yeah.
And so hot you could cook an egg on it?
Yeah, so as it grew over time and that, you could really feel the heat coming out of it. So we were curious as to sort of how hot it was and that, so I borrowed my mum's thermometer and that, candy thermometer, so could only dig down to about 2 inches in the ground because the ground's just baked hard. And then yeah, stuck that in, and within about 30 seconds it had maxed out, so that was over 200 degrees, and then it just melted the glass before I could get it out of the ground.
How'd your mum feel about that?
Did the old just cook an egg on it. All in the name of science.
So what is actually happening there at Mount Denison Station?
So we tried just dragging the dirt that was burning sort of back over to the already burnt areas, so it wouldn't spread, but there's just new spots keep popping up. So it's obviously something to do with the extended hot spell that we had a few weeks ago. That's just obviously caused the ground to really heat up and cause some spontaneous combustion.
Yeah. And so is it just land in the stockyards?
Yeah, it's just around a water trough, and so far it hasn't spread out of the stockyard, but we'll see how far it goes, I suppose.
Yeah. And so how much effort are you putting into putting it out?
We haven't, since we tried putting out the first one, we haven't put in too much effort. We thought we'd just sort of let it run its course and wait until we heard back a bit of information about it to find out what it might be as to what we can do about it.
Yeah. And so what have you got that information?
Yeah, we have now. So as I was speaking on the radio and that, we're probably best off just dragging the topsoil back and then digging a bit of a trench around it, and it's probably just going to be contained within the cattle yards where all the cow manure and old hay has decomposed.
Yeah, and so why do you think, and what are the experts saying that it's contained within the cattle yards?
Just due to all the organic matter that over the time, just all the cow manure plus old hay, which has just been trampled into the ground, mixed with some urine from the cattle and that, and then just soaked down into the ground. And then due to the extended heat spell that we experienced, it's just heated up and lit underneath the ground, which has eventually moved up to the top, and that's what's causing the burning at the moment.
Yeah. So how long have you been at Mount Denison Station and living in the Territory, and what's the heat been like there?
Yeah, so I'm born and bred out on the station and that, and this is probably one of the hottest summers that I can remember, and it's definitely been affecting the cattle and all the other wildlife. So.
And has it been like for over 40 degrees for a week at a time and things like that?
Yeah, we had at least 2 weeks in a row where it was about 45 degrees every day, and then leading up to that it was at over 40 degrees for about a month straight prior to that.
Yeah. And how have you, is your property in drought at the moment, and have you destocked because of that?
Yeah, us and like most of the surrounding stations in the Alice Springs area, we're quite droughted, and yeah, we have been trying to destock just to lighten off because yeah, it's really affecting the cattle.
Yeah. And so you're born and bred in that territory. When people in the city see pictures like that of the ground on fire and just how dry it is, some people can think, geez, why would you live out there? But do you still find the beauty in the place, and do you love living there on Mount Denison Station?
Yeah, no, it's still, even when it's dry and that, it's still, a beautiful place to me. And it's, it's part of just living in the desert. It's nice to see it going through its different stages and that. So, we've had some good seasons the last couple of years. So now it's, just nice to see how the landscape looks in a dry.
Yeah. Okay. And did you go to Alice Springs to buy your mum a new thermometer?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you find a good one down there, Terry Martin. Thanks so much for talking to us, and I hope you get some rain there on Mount Denison Station.
No worries. Thank you.